The 21st century divide, technology in the classroom. Technology has been one of the great divides in society. From the medieval period, where only a select few could read, to today's broadband society, the statistics bear witness to a changing America and a changing society. We need to address the differences in technology among Americans and, more importantly, among our students. 1 in 5 American adults do not use the internet. Mostly senior citizens, people more comfortable speaking in Spanish, adults with less than a high school education, and those that have households making less than $30,000 a year are the least likely to have internet access. Among adults who do not use the internet, almost half have told the Pew Research Center that the main reason they don't go online is because they don't think the internet is relevant to them. Most have never used the internet before and don't have anyone in their household who does. Although overall internet adoption rates have leveled off since 2000, adults who are already online are doing more. And even for many of the core internet activities the Pew Research Center studied, significant differences in use remain, generally related to age, household income, and educational attainment. Furthermore, the way students and people are connecting to the internet is changing. Currently, 88% of American adults have a cell phone, 57% have a laptop, 19% own an e-book reader, and 19% have a tablet computer. About 6 in 10 adults go online wirelessly with one of those devices. The rise of the mobile is changing the story. Groups that have traditionally been on the other side of the digital divide in basic internet access are using wireless connections to go online. Among smartphone owners, young adults, minorities, and those with no college experience, and those with lower household income levels, are more likely than other groups to say that their phone is their main source of internet access. When teachers assign homework online at night, we must be aware that many households do not have adequate resources to complete the work. I have taught students that have no internet, no computer, no access to technology at home. They are either homeless or they live in such a rural area no cable business services them. If we are to teach students how to survive and thrive in a digital world, schools must give as much access to students as possible. If teachers are unwilling to alter their assignments to adjust for a student's home life, then we are setting our children up to fail. Furthermore, teachers need to be aware of this change and adjust their instructional materials to reflect the shift from desk-bound computers to phones and tablets. Instead of massive amounts of internet research, which can be difficult on a phone, perhaps an application for flashcards or an educational game could be assigned instead. The question is not whether we can get an iPod into every kid's hands. It's whether communities can leverage the capacity of networks to make learning more authentic and powerful for students. It is not just word processing, but blogging and tweeting. Not just a class project, but an international student collaboration. Not reinventing the wheel every time, but tapping into a professional learning community that shares ideas and resources. These days, mobile devices are sophisticated. Kids are bringing more technology to school in their pockets than we have been able to buy them over the last 30 years, says Shelley Blake Plock, blogger-in-chief at Tech Paperless and faculty associate at the Johns Hopkins University School of Education. This fact has prompted some to say that the digital divide is shrinking. African Americans and English-speaking Latinos are among the most active users of the mobile web, and cell phone ownership is higher among these groups than it is for whites, according to several recent studies. But for many of these cell phone users, mobile technology is the only way they can get online. Despite these findings, there is still evidence of an economic and racial divide among school children and their use of computers and the internet. To illustrate, the ratio of students to computers in high-poverty schools is much higher than it is in more affluent schools. The National Center for Educational Statistics estimated that in high-poverty schools, the student-to-computer ratio was 5.5 students per instructional computer, compared to 4.6 students to a computer in more affluent schools. In addition, use of the internet by children from the varying social strata differs markedly. Overall internet use at home and school for Latino and Black children is 47.8% and 52.3% respectively, compared to Asian Americans at 79.4% and white children at 79.7%, who are far more likely to use the internet. As educators, we need to recognize these facts, adapt, and change to this ever-evolving world, and we need to grant our students the same opportunity.